this is Daily Wish here. Thank you so much for coming back on my channel, and I hope you guys are doing awesome. First of all, thank you so much for all the love and care you guys have been giving me on Instagram because I wasn't feeling well. But yes, I am back with almost 90% of my actual voice, but whatever it is, I'm very, very thankful for all the love and care you guys have showered upon me. I am literally moved. So again, thank you so much for that. Now, before we start our further video, I just want to congratulate to all the people who have shared their success stories with me. So yes, a big heartiest congratulations to all of you. Whoever has taken the coaching, they are doing absolutely amazing, because once you get the clarity of how to apply the law and have an understanding on the implementation of the law and exactly where you are making mistake, of course things are going to turn around. Am I right or wrong? So big heartiest congratulations to all these people. I am so proud. And yes, with this happy note, let's start today's video. So in today's video, we'll understand what exactly is law of assumption and how to apply it on day-to-day basis. Now, this is one video wherein you will find everything at a very, very deep level, which in return is going to help you to treat each situation in a much better manner. Now you can break down the whole situation and apply the law one by one to get the accurate result that you're looking for. Okay, so first of all, let's understand the law of assumption. Let's understand what exactly is the meaning of the word assumption. So assumption means something that you accept is true even though you have no proof of it. So whenever you are assuming something, you are believing in something which is not even there, okay, which is not even present or visible before your eyes, and there is no proof of it, but still you accept it as the truth. That is what assumption means. Okay, now when it comes down to law of assumption, it clearly states what you assume you are. It's that simple, right? Now let's understand something. At any given point of the day, you always have three things with you. Number one is you are always making choices. Okay, like for example, in this very moment, you do have a choice to spend this time which you are using to watch this video somewhere else, but you chose to watch this video, right? So please know that you always have choices, and yes, you are always, knowingly or unknowingly, you are making choices. Okay, that is number one. Now number two is you are always assuming new things in every situation. Okay, be it a positive assumption or a negative assumption, whatever you are seeing in your 3D, you are interpreting the meaning out of it and assuming new things about it. Okay, now the third important point to be noted here is, as per your new assumption, you are always changing your state of consciousness. Right? Now let me give you an example. Let's say you are presently having too much of work which needs your attention, which needs to be completed by the end of the day. There is a deadline, let's say, okay, and you have only few hours left to finish it. What exactly are you going to feel? You'll be stressed, you'll be, cranky, you'll be frustrated. You are feeling so much stressed that you would feel, how am I going to complete this task at such short notice, at such short interval of time? And it is a deadline. You have to finish it, and there is just tons and tons of work which you don't know how to finish. You have no strategy, you have no work plan, and you are completely, lost. Am I right? This is a very day-to-day kind of a situation, very simple example, but this happens, right? Now please notice one thing. In this whole equation, there are three important things. Number one is, what exactly are you looking in the 3D and focusing upon? Okay, number one is the mountain of work. You have so much work to do that you consider it as a mountain. You know that this is just too much for you, right? Again, this immense amount of work is your assumption. You have not quantified this work and compared it with your ability to do it. It is just that with the regular days, compared to the regular days, this is a little more for you, right? And hence you are feeling frustrated, right? Number one is this, which is you are focusing on the immense amount of work. Again, it is your assumption. Okay. Number two, the less time, the limited number of hours, because as per your work routine, you feel that in this short span of time, maybe it is just 4 or 5 hours, this amount of work cannot be done. Again, you are not realizing you are not realizing your own capabilities. You have not considered your own efficiency into it. It is just that these two things are the most important thing which you are focusing upon in the 3D. The less time is again your assumption. Am I right? Now moving on to the third part of this equation, your effort. For you feel that to finish this work in such short span of time, there is just too much effort that you need to put in, which is again your assumption, right? So please understand, when you see all these three important part of this equation, you see one thing common. It is all your assumption. Okay, now how to change this? First of all, take a long deep breath, breathe because once you breathe, you are back on your feet and you are back in the control chair. You can definitely change the things around in your 3D. Okay, you have to have a clear mind for that. Okay, now let's take one thing at a time and go through the whole process step by step. Okay, now in this very moment, you do have a choice. You have a choice to change your assumption from what you are seeing in the 3D to something that you accept is true, even though you don't have any proof of it. Remember, I've just told you the definition of assumption, right? So you do have a choice. So in this very moment, if you really want to change your 3D, you need to first make a choice whether you want to move to a new assumption or whether you want to accept the same assumption which you are seeing it from your 3D. Totally up to you. So if you are opting for the first option, which is making a new assumption and changing your state of consciousness accordingly, this is how you do it. So we have established three important part of this whole equation. Number one is immense amount of work, again your assumption. Number two is less time, again your assumption. And number three is your effort, again your assumption. So let's take one thing at a time, and step by step we are going to change everything into a new assumption, which is ultimately going to change your state of consciousness. Okay, so let's take one first part. You need to change the fact that the mountain of work is not something which you will be able to do, to something like it is so easy work. It is it is 100% possible. Just say it to yourself. It's so easy. It is just so easy for me to complete this work. It is 100% possible. Do you feel positive about the situation now? With just one sentence, I'm pretty much sure you're feeling positive. Moving on to the second sentence, I am capable of doing much more than this. When you say this to yourself, what exactly are you feeling? You're feeling that this work is smaller. This work is just a temporary, hiccup. But you, on the other hand, are way too strong. You are stronger than the situation, right? And hence you are capable of doing much more than this, right? Just reminding yourself of your capabilities, just reminding yourself of who you are. Okay, moving on to the third sentence, I am bigger than this situation. You are just making the whole fuss about the situation. Why can't you just focus upon who you are? The moment you shift your focus, things automatically starts changing in your 3D. So that is the first part of the equation which we have changed by assuming new things. Okay, now moving on to the second part, wherein you have considered that the time is quite less, and this is your assumption. Now please know that time only exists in 3D. Time is illusion in rest of the other dimensions. So when you are thinking from the dimension of 5D, when you are reminding yourself of who you are subconsciously, time is just an illusion for you. Okay, so change this assumption with regards to time to something like this: I finish everything before time. Okay, I finish everything before time. When you say this to yourself, what do you feel? This just shows how capable you are. And time means nothing to you, because every time there's a deadline given to you, you finish everything even before that. Okay, this sentence clearly says this. Okay, moving on. Second part. My work is always done ahead of time. You are such a smart guy. You are such a smart fella that every time there's a heavy or more complicated situation, you always come up with something which is way too good, that you finish your work ahead of time. Okay, isn't it making you more positive about the whole thing? I'm pretty much sure now you're feeling positive. Yeah, moving on to the third important point. I am capable of finishing my work even before my deadline. Again, you are just removing the importance of deadline from your whole situation, because now you are saying that you are more capable. Deadline is nothing for you, right? So that is how you make and create a new assumption for the second part of the whole equation, which is less time. Now moving on to the third important part, which is your effort. Now this clearly defines your efficiency and capability to do this work, and in your opinion, your own assumption says that the time is way too less and the work is way too much. My capability is not that enough to finish it within that time. Okay, how to change this? Number one, I am capable of doing everything smartly. When you say I'm capable of doing everything smartly, you are clearly giving the instruction to your brain that find a solution which is smart enough to save you more time. Okay, number two, I always find smart solutions to my problem. Whenever there is a problem which you feel that yes, there is a problem, there's always a smart solution to this. Okay, when you say such sentences to yourself, you are instructing your brain to find you one of the best and the best and the best idea. And when you have this kind of ideas going on, and there are lots and lots and lots of thoughts coming along, you don't feel stressed at all, because now with these brand new smart ideas, you can get the ball rolling. Am I right? Moving on to the last point. I am efficient enough to finish this work with almost no effort. When you say this, your effort and the task which you are supposed to do with so much of effort becomes zero. That effort becomes zero. So it becomes way too easy for you. It feels like there is no effort that you are putting in. Changing these assumptions is definitely going to change your state of consciousness. Earlier you were feeling all stressed, all frustrated, all lost. When you say these things to yourself, now you are feeling a little more confident. Now you are feeling, yes, I can do it. Now you are feeling, of course I can do it, because I have a smarter brain. I can always come with many smart ideas to finish my work on time. In fact, before time. So let's revise again. What exactly do we have to do? Know this for a fact that you always have a choice. Now, when I choose to change my assumption into a new assumption, I am applying the law. And every time you're making a new assumption, You are accepting something to be true even though you don't have a proof of it. But let me tell you, the moment you start assuming the new things in this present moment, you are going to feel a change in your state of consciousness. Because if you remember, at the time when the task was given, when the work was given, you were feeling so much frustrated, you were feeling so much stressed. Now, after changing it into the new assumption, now your state of mind has completely changed. Now you are feeling more relaxed. Now you are feeling all clear in your mind. You are straightforward, and then you start working towards achievement of this goal. Right? So this is how you apply the law at any given situation, be it anything under the sun. Okay, so this is one video I wanted to make, just to simplify the whole process, so that anyone who hasn't even tried the law yet, they can use this method and they can apply the law. And in case if you are not new, but yes, you do have doubts, please listen to this video again and again and make your fundamentals absolutely clear about law of assumption. So yeah, this is it. I hope you liked today's video. In case if you did, do not forget to give it a big fat thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I come up with lots and lots of interesting stuff based on Neville Goddard's teaching. I am also there on Instagram. If you are interested, please do follow me over there. I post lots and lots of interesting stuff over there also, which is going to help you in your daily motivation to be living in the state of knowing that your desire is already yours and you are the operant power of this reality. So yes, with this happy note, I'm gonna take your leave. God bless you. Take care and happy manifesting.